Hi, greeting of the day. My name is Digvijay. Today I'm going to explain about Cisco ASA NAT and order of NAT. Right? Basically, there is three types of NAT. So first, static, known as one-to-one mapping, means one private IP address or real IP address mapped to one public IP address. And a static NAT is bidirectional in communication initiation. So that means we can initiate traffic from inside to outside and outside to inside. Okay, so because this is the static NAT. The static NAT used for servers located in private or DMZ network to allow users from outside to connect it. Right. So here in scenario you can see in DMZ network we have 172.16.1.50. So this is the IP address for the DMZ server which is located in your DMZ network, and you want to allow outsiders to connect this server. So for this, we have to configure static NAT. Second types of NAT is dynamic NAT, known as many to many mapping. Means a group of private IP address mapped to a group of public IP address works in first out manner. This NAT is unidirectional, where connection can be initiated from inside only. The translating host, like for the inside users you want to translate to the outside, so that the connection can be initiated only from inside. So this is the main difference between static and dynamic. However, in dynamic NAT, mapping is done automatically, no administrative action required. So you don't have to just manually map for each NAT. So the third NAT is called PAT or height NAT, known as many to one. So multiple private IP address map with single public IP address, and it is also unidirectional because in PAT or connection always initiated from one side. So in ASA, static, dynamic, and PAT, these NAT is known as auto NAT or object based NAT. So after 8.3, this types of NAT is developed. So we can say after 8.3, the types of NAT and order of NAT in ASA are different. So now I'm going to explain here little bit about what are the new after 8.3 with 8.3. So after 8.3, there is manual NAT which is processed first, and it is known as policy based NAT or double NAT. So where translation occurs on the basis of source and destination, it requires connection to be specific destination for rule to match. Like in this case, you can define here if the DMZ servers go to that particular server outside, then NAT should occur on ASA. So that you are defining a conditional NAT, condition based. Like if this source going to that particular destination, then NAT should happen. So that is called manual NAT. Auto NAT, which is processed after manual NAT. If there is no rule, so if there is no rule to match in manual NAT, so manual NAT, the third one, manual NAT after auto. This is third NAT we can say manual NAT after auto. So this is just similar to manual NAT, but it is processed only after no match in the first two section. I mean manual and auto NAT. So if there is no entries match in these previous manual NAT and auto NAT, then the third NAT will be processed, that is called manual NAT after auto. So after auto, the statement you will give during defining the NAT, so that this NAT will processed after two section like auto manual NAT and auto NAT. So now I'm going to show you here only auto NAT in this presentation, right? So you can see the topology here. There is ASA and this is the DMG. 172.16.1.50, and there's one machine we have connected to the switch, that is 10.1.100.10. So I will show you static NAT, dynamic NAT, and PAT. So first I'm going to ASA, and let me tell you show IP, show interface IP brief. So this one is outside and this one is inside. Show name if, see here, 1 by 1 is outside and 1 by 2 is inside. So here first I'm going to show you static NAT. So to define static NAT, first we have to create object, and object for the DMG servers. Object network and name DMG server host 172.16.1.2, and then NAT statement, NAT DMG to outside so NAT DMG to outside, and static, and then IP address of public IP address which on which you want to map. So here 192.0.2.10. So this way we can perform static NAT. So for the DMG server. Now let me check how to check the by using the command show xlet. This is the command that you can check whether the NAT is happening or not. So NAT from DMG 172.62, this is NAT. Now I'm going to explain, going to form dynamic NAT. So for the dynamic NAT, we have to create first pool. So object network, and I'm just defining object name is the pool, and then range command, range 192.0.2.11 to 192.0.2.22, and then next object we have to create for which network you are going to perform dynamic NAT. Object network 10.1.100.0, sorry, object network inside, and then subnet 10.1.100.0, and here we can define NAT command, NAT inside to outside, dynamic, and the name of pool is pool, right? Let's check. Show xlet. So it will only occurs when the traffic is initiated. So here from the DMG servers, just try to ping, and let's see if there is let's see. I think we just perform NAT from inside to outside but for dynamics. So we have to initiate traffic from inside host. Here, let's check NAT. So see here, dynamic NAT connection initiated inside to outside. Right? And this is the IP address from the pool. So it is only initiated when you just it is only showed here when you initiate it from inside machine, which is located in this 10.1.100.0 subnet. So you see here, show run object. When you put this show run object, then you will find your object created for static net DMG server for the pool. This is the pool, and then the third object we created for the inside users when you are performing dynamic NAT for this subnet. And this is the NAT statement under that object network DMG server, and then you put the syntax NAT DMG to outside. When the traffic is going from the DMG to outside, that perform static NAT on this public IP address 192.0.2.10. Similar way for the dynamic NAT, we have defined object network 10.1.100.0 dash inside. Under this, we execute this syntax NAT inside to outside and dynamic and the pool. So by using this pool, the NAT will happen. So and for the static NAT from the DMG server, you have to ping 888. It should ping because this is the static NAT, and on ASA show accelerate, and you'll see here already static NAT is done from DMG to outside. Now, so these two mapping is created for the static NAT and dynamic NAT. Now we are going to discuss about the PAT. So I'm going to clear xlet so that there is no NAT show xlet, and then we will configure PAT. Fine. So for the PAT, we have to create object network, and then I'm just creating a object network PAT subnet 10.1.100.0.0 and NAT inside to outside dynamic interface. So interface, this interface represent outside interface. So the IP address of the outside interface will be used in PAT. Okay. So you can see show xlet here. There's no entries. Let me clear configure. Sorry, clear xlet. So xlet. So there is no configuration. I mean there is no mapping. And now because we have configured PAT show run NAT, and this should match. So I'm going to initiate traffic from inside machine demo new, and now again I'm initiating traffic, and now you'll see here So excellent. Now see, ICMP traffic we initiated. I'm going to the outside, and this IP address used by in this mapping table 192.0.2.1, and this is IP address of outside interface. So name it, and outside interface is 1 by 1 show NAT. So interface IP brief, and see 1 by 1 is this IP address. So this is the pad. So that's all for the NAT in Cisco ASA. I just tried to explain you like static NAT, one-to-one mapping, and dynamic NAT, a many to many, and PAT, many to one. Okay. Thank you for watching.